Hello everyone, I am Pallavi Mukherjee. I am a commerce faculty of Takshila Learning and today I am going to discuss about demand. Demand is a very popular topic of economics, of the microeconomics. We all know that. So here today we are going to discuss about the meaning of demand, basic things about laws of demand and law of demand. What is law of demand? How law of demand works? Demand function, exceptions of law of demand, assumptions of demand, and importance of demand. So let's see about that. Here in the demand analysis in an economic principle refers to consumers' desire to purchase goods and services and willingness to pay a price for a specific good or service. यहाँ पे हम बात करते हैं कि डिमांड किसी वस्तु के लिए वो होती है जिसमें कोई कंज्यूमर या कस्टमर उसे खरीदने की इच्छा रखता है, डिजायर टू परचेज होनी चाहिए और किसी गुड्स एंड सर्विस के लिए उसको खरीदने की इच्छा होनी चाहिए। साथ ही सिर्फ खरीदने की इच्छा होने से ही नहीं होता है, उसके लिए उसको पे करने की भी इच्छा होनी चाहिए कि हम इतना पैसे अगर पे करेंगे तो ही हम इस गुड को खरीद सकते हैं। सो विलिंगनेस टू पे भी होनी चाहिए, एक पर्टिकुलर प्राइस होनी चाहिए उस गुड्स और सर्विसेज की, और बाकी चीजें जो कुछ भी है कांस्टेंट होनी चाहिए इन अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड. सो वी कैन से दैट the demand is a particular quantity at a particular price at a particular time. There should be desire to purchase of goods and services and there should be willingness to pay for the specific goods and services. हम देख सकते हैं कि कुछ बेसिक चीजें होती हैं लॉ ऑफ डिमांड को फुलफिल होने के लिए, मतलब अ डिजायर टू अक्वायर इट, मतलब उस चीज को, कोई भी चीज अगर कोई खरीदना चाहता है, कोई कस्टमर या कंज्यूमर, उसके लिए उस चीज के लिए एक्वायर करने की इच्छा होनी चाहिए, उसको एक्वायर करने की इच्छा होनी चाहिए। जैसे हमने अगर सोचा है कि हमें टीवी खरीदना है, तो टीवी खरीदने की इच्छा हमारे मन में होनी चाहिए, मतलब डिजायर टू एक्वायर द टीवी। In another case, if we say we have a desire to acquire the TV, but we don't want to pay for it, then law of demand will not work. There should be willingness to pay for the TV also. Then third thing, I have a desire to acquire the TV. I have a willingness to pay for the TV, but I don't have a ability to pay for the TV. Then also law of demand can't work. There should be ability to pay for the TV. Means I have some income, part of income by which we can afford the TV. And the purchase should be in a particular time and the purchase should be at a particular price also. If we talk about law of demand, it is the negative relationship between the quantity demanded as well as the price of the quantity. So we can see that in the y-axis there is price, in the x-axis there is a quantity demanded for the oranges. Here we took the commodity oranges. So if when the price of the quantity was 10 rupees, its demand was only quantity 2. And if there was a demand decreases by 8, the quantity increases by 5. Then again price decreases by 6, demand increases by 8. Price decreases by 5 and the demand is very, very much, that is 10 quantity of oranges. We can see that there is a inverse relationship between the price and quantity demanded. If price will increases, demand decreases, price decreases, demand increases. That's why the demand curve slopes downwards negative. There are some determinants of demand. We can call that demand function also. Here dx means x is a particular commodity and demand means demand for the particular commodity x. F is a functional relationship between the determinants of demand and the commodity x, demand of commodity x. So we can say that demand of P means price is also fluctuates the demand of a commodity. If price increases, demand decreases. Price decreases, demand increases. TS means substitute price of substitute goods. If the price of the substitute good will increases, the demand of the particular good will be decreases. If the price of the substitute good will be decreases, the demand of the other goods will be increases. If we talk about the complementary goods are those goods which can be purchased in a pair. We are buying the like bread and jam. milk and tea, like that, tea and coffee. Tea and coffee is a substitute good. So we can say that complementary goods like car and petrol is a very good example. So if the price of one good will increases, the quantity demand of the other good will decreases definitely. And the vice versa. Income of the consumer is also affects the demand of a particular good and services. If income will less, demand will less. Income will increases, demand will increases. Population effect means if the population will be large, demand will be large. Population will low, less, demand will less. Geographical effect, same. Suppose in a winter, the demand of the winter wears will increases in the winter season only. In the summer season, its demand will be decreases. So geographical thinkings are also affects the demand. Advertisement effect, the particular commodities demand will be more if the advertisement will more. Advertisement will less, the demand will less. If we talk about the exceptions of law of demand, definitely the prestigious good is directly associated with price of the goods. Means the people who wants to show their prestige by purchasing the gold and ornaments and stones, and they are very very precious things and they are costly too. They are thinking if we will purchase more and more things at a higher price, it means our prestige will increases. The law of demand will not applicable here. Giffen paradox, Giffen says if the daily necessity things prices will be increases, the people will switch over to the people will purchase that thing at a higher price also. Emergency situation, if this like the life-saving medicines, the salt, these are the emergency things. Without that, we can't survive. So if those things prices will increases, the people will purchase those things at a higher price also. So law of demand will not applicable here. Exceptions about future prices. Exceptions of future prices means if we are thinking by any kind of situation, the prices of a good particular good and commodity will increases in the future, we will purchase it at a present time in a higher price also. So law of demand is also not applicable here. We know that demand curve slopes downward negative because there is a inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. So we can say that it is a aggregate price level measured by the GDP deflator also. So here these things are done by the income effect due to substitute goods effect, law of diminishing marginal utility effect, size of the consumers also. If we talk about the basic assumptions of law of demand, some assumptions should be there for the application of the law of demand. First one, the income should not be changed. The size of composition of the population should not be changed. The price of the related goods should not be changed. The taste of the consumer and their preference should not be changed. Expectations of the price changes in future should not be change. No change in the climate conditions also means the winter season. If winter season is there, then winter season will be constant and all. The demand is very very important. Demand plays a very crucial and important role in the every business, every management. It helps to reduce the risk involved in the business activities and more important business decisions. For example, demand forecasting, elasticity of demand, cost analysis, etc. are the very, very important things of the demand analysis. Now, let's check how much we understood the demand. True and false. Demand curve slopes downward negative. Yes, definitely it is true. Demand curve slopes downward negative due to inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. Law of diminishing marginal utility is the reason for negative slope of the demand curve. Yes, definitely the law of marginal utility is the reason for the negative slope of the demand curve. Demanded quantity works positive with price. No, demanded quantity is price and demanded quantity has the negative relationship between each other, inverse relationship between each other. So this is wrong. Giffen's law is not an exception of law of demand. No, definitely not. Giffen's law is an exception of law of demand and we have to follow that. Then answer is no. है।